For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope you had a beautiful week. And I'm really looking forward to this show today. We're going to be talking about some of my favorite subjects. Many of you know I am passionate about us living our lives on purpose and with purpose. And what I think is really critical in that journey and in that process is having great connection, good communication, being able to overcome challenges, because there are going to be challenges in life, I can guarantee that. And then being able to actually step into our purpose with enjoyment, really being able to step into our bliss. So those are the things that we are going to be talking about today. I have two experts that are joining me today. Karen Alleyne-Means, who is a soul profit integrationist and really specializes in helping heart-centered individuals and entrepreneurs connect with their abundance and with sales and how to facilitate that conversation to have great, authentic communication and results. Karen, I welcome you to the show.
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for having me here.
My pleasure. And then we have the amazing Mary Botham. She was a restaurant owner since 1979 and has become still a restaurant owner, but also a real estate investor of 9 homes in 4 different states. And she specializes in helping individuals cultivate the mindset of an entrepreneur and really bring transformation of their business and life to be able to include bliss in that equation. And then she's also the founder of the BLISS Community. Mary, I welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so excited to be here and to share with everyone today. This is great.
Great. And listeners, before we started the show, I was asking Mary and Karen how they were feeling today, how are things going, and the responses were good and amazing. So we're going to have a good, great, and amazing show today. We love your interaction. So I really want to encourage you to call in or send us an email as we are going through our show today. We love hearing from you and really being able to respond to those things that are of the highest level of service to you. So please feel free to call us, to interact with us. Let me give you the phone number. It's 888-346-9141. Again, that's 888-346-9141. You simply let the person who answers the phone know that you have a question for Rebecca, and they will make sure to connect you with us. And I promise I will not share your name unless you decide you want to share your name. I want it to be a very safe environment for you to interact with us. For those of you that are more into email communication, you can simply go to Rebecca at Your Purpose-Driven Practice. Send me a message directly, and that can be during the live show, or it can be after the show if you're listening to us on the replay or iTunes, and I will get that direct message. You can also, if you're listening to us live on the Voice America screen there, right below the banner, you're going to see where you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, which we love. Please do so. But right below that, you'll see a box where you can type in a message and send it to the host, and I will get that message directly while we're on the show today. So I want to be available to you because this show and program is here to support you, to empower you on your journey. As I was thinking about what we were going to be talking about today, this connection, communication, overcoming challenges, and stepping into our bliss, I was thinking one of the areas I find so charged or difficult frequently for people to navigate through and maintain that connection and communication is when we start talking about money, when we start talking about sales. It's like that energy instantly shifts, whether you are the person that is extending the opportunity or you're the one receiving it. And so I want you just to pause for a moment and think about that. Something I have seen in my businesses. I hated sales. I never wanted to be a salesperson, hated it, and would resist it. And I found in the positions I had in companies, and then when I had my own businesses, I kept ending up in opportunities to have these sales conversations to help people navigate through a yes or no decision. And what shifted for me is that I actually learned that if I'm the expert in whatever it is that I'm offering, I'm also the one best qualified to help somebody navigate through the information to make a decision. And that actually became an empowering position for me. And so I realized, wow, if I can go out there and serve people and help them make this connection and make a good decision, whether it's a yes or a no, I feel really good about that. And I can actually stand in my power in that way and serve people. And that really shifted how I approached the money conversation, how I approach sales. And I actually was in the money industry and have been for about 15 years and grew multiple 6-figure and 7-figure businesses by having those conversations in a way that I was really coming from a place of connection and service. And what I want us to do collectively is to just pause for a moment. Again, we are all here together. And I really want this show to serve you. And if we can pause for a moment and just see if there's something that comes up when we're talking about money, when we're talking about connections. And this can be on the consumer side. This can be the one receiving the offer. This can be from the perspective of giving the sales offer, the sales opportunity. And just kind of sit there for a moment. I actually invite you to put your hand on your heart and one on your mind or your head. It's hard to reach the mind through the skull, so on the top of your head. If you're not driving, that is. If you are driving, keep both hands on the wheel. But otherwise, if you can put one hand on the heart, one on the top of your head, and put both feet on the floor, kind of grounding yourself. Take a deep breath. Just kind of sit there for a moment. Another breath, and ask the question, what is it that kind of comes up for me when I feel the conversation going in that direction? And noticing that, what is it that you need or would be supportive of you to navigate through that feeling or lean into that feeling in a way that you actually feel empowered in the conversation, empowered in the connection? What is it that would help you both be and feel that way on either side of that equation, receiving or giving? Because I find people feel disempowered actually on both sides. Take another deep breath. And my guest today, I would love it if you would mind sharing just a word or a phrase that came to your mind when we listened for a moment and kind of leaned into that feeling. Karen, do you mind sharing?
My word is authenticity. And the
Beautiful.
reason I say authenticity is when you're coming from a place of serving and taking the focus off of yourself and really coming from a place to offer a gift as the expert in that field, and you're giving the person a gift and rewarding with them with something that you need, then there's nothing more beautiful than being authentic in the sale, in the communication, offering them the values that they see that are important to them, and solidifying the arrangement. So for me, it's authenticity.
Beautiful. Thank you. Authenticity. How about you, Mary? Did you have a word or phrase that came up?
Yes, it's that sales equals service. Because in my mind, when you think of it that way, how can you serve other people? You don't have to think about how I can sell them. You just think about how you can serve them. And you mentioned it several times, too. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's just sales equals service.
Beautiful. Thank you. Sales equals service. And I think for me, it was it was a couple things that actually came up. One was remembering to really listen. Sometimes what can happen is we can leave our bodies when that conversation comes up. We're just suddenly not there. On both sides, I've seen it when people are making an offer, an opportunity, or sharing an opportunity on stage or one-to-one. They're suddenly not there, but they're speaking. And I've seen it on the other side when someone's receiving and has the opportunity to make a choice. So I think that's that listening, being fully present, and really in that place, being able to evaluate, is this opportunity of service to me? And if so, then how do I lean in and make that happen? So I think the number one thing I really want to encourage is that being fully present on both sides of that equation, so that you can truly hear and feel whatever is being offered to you. And if you are extending the offer, you can fully serve by being fully there.
One of the things that I noticed was questions also, because if we can ask questions, then we can find out how we can best serve them. And I learned this from being in the restaurant business and being a waitress for years, is people would say, "What should I have?" And I would always say, "Well, do you want something grilled or do you want something deep fried?" So that if you can ask your person a question and, like you said, Rebecca, listen, that's how you know how you can best serve them.
Exactly. So fully present, engaging with one another to serve. We're getting ready to go to our commercial break here. So listeners, I invite you just to sink into those thoughts a little bit, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
Join Rebecca Hall Gruyter this fall for a Women's Enrichment Retreat, November 13th, 14th, and 15th at the beautiful Westminster Retreat Center in Alamo, California, in San Francisco's East Bay area. Take time for you and step into your vision in a powerful and sustainable way. This is an all-inclusive retreat in a beautiful and nourishing environment, giving you plenty of time to relax, decompress, and refresh, while having the opportunity to connect with yourself and other heart-centered women on a deep level. To find out more, visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/WER.
Have you friended us on Facebook yet? Why not? Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for the keywords Voice America. Once you are part of our Facebook network, you'll receive daily messages about what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and new happenings of the Voice America Talk Radio Network. And you can add your voice to the always active discussions on our wall. Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for Voice America.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Follow the Voice America Talk Radio Network on Twitter. We're at Voice America TRN. You'll get the latest fix on what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and general happenings that you should know about at the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Now you don't have to miss anything when you're away from your home or office. Just go to twitter.com/Voice America TRN or follow along with us at Voice America TRN. The Voice America Talk Radio Network. We're on the cutting edge of social media. Can you keep up?
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your break and got a chance to lean in to those questions and really thinking about how can we make that authentic connection with each other. And I loved, Mary, your equation about sales equals service. And I think it's a little different perspective than sometimes we take out there in the world.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And what I'd like to do is, Karen, I wanted to have a little deeper conversation with you. And then, Mary, we're going to do our deeper conversation in a little bit. But I wanted to really lean into your why. Why this soul connection and really helping heart-centered entrepreneurs in this way with those sales conversations and authentic connection. Why is that work so important to you?
Well, thank you for giving me an opportunity to share Soul Profit, what I call Soul Profits, authentic conversations that sell. And I've been in the sales industry probably for, over 20 years, and I really was taught the traditional sales method and excelled at it. But to myself, it wasn't a fulfilling process. It was authentic. It felt, using scripted sales scripts, and I was in the mindset of transaction versus focusing on the relationship and serving. So I knew that there had to be a better way, and that way for me was, the soul profit system being authentic, and actually, as Mary said, coming from a place of service. I believe that in businesses, in every business, you share people and sales, and communication is the foundation of that, even in relationships. So having authentic conversations, speaking to people on their value systems in the way that they want to be spoken to, focusing on the relationship, removing yourself and your ego, and really trying to get down to what is this person looking for? How can I help serve them? How can I help improve them? Is giving back to the entire universe and people and forming a solid relationship that once it's formed and you're coming from a place of service, it's very difficult to be broken. And once that person, you're serving them, they're going to buy from you and continue to keep buying from you because you're focused on the relationship and not them as a transaction, but as a person.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I was just sitting there and listening to what you were saying about that relationship, and you didn't say it this way, but kind of that brings that loyalty because you're focused on the relationship versus just a transaction. And I was just sitting there for a moment and thinking, in our everyday life, we are making offers and opportunities and sale bids, in a sense, all the time as we're navigating, as we're trying to get help with someone taking the garbage out or the dishes done or whatever it may be. Like all day long, we have these opportunities to navigate through these conversations. And wouldn't it be beautiful if we kept remembering to focus on the relationship in each of those transaction/service opportunities. So I just wanted to bring that back to, I think in the business world and the sales conversations, that's so key, but we also have that opportunity in our everyday life. We just don't always think of it that way. Mm-hmm. So Thank you, Karen, for sharing that. And then in this relationship development, that you're able to really come from that place of service and that soul place. Why is communication and that natural connection, and if you could define what you mean by natural connection, so important in the process?
Well, I think when it comes to relationships and the communication process, there is a disconnect between people in business as well as in our everyday life. A lot of times people, if you think about communications, you're speaking and even guessing or trying to say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to say versus trying to find out what the person's value systems are. So therefore, when you're not in tuned or even aware of the person that you're communicating with, what their values are, then you're really not having an authentic communication. You're guessing. You might think to the person that you're communicating with that opportunity equals rewards, or opportunity means risk, or the relationship is more important, or they might be more traditional. So if you are guessing and not sure, 3 out of 4 times you're giving the incorrect presentation or you're communicating to the person in the wrong way. So by really focusing on the other person, uncovering the onion, peeling the layers back, and finding out what their value systems are, that is the most purest way to serve someone, where you're speaking to them in a way that means and makes a difference to them. And that's why it's important. If you're really trying to come from a place of service, then you really need to speak to the person in a way that makes a difference to them, because then it's based on their value system.
Beautiful. Thank you for walking us through that. And I love how you're tying in the value system. And that's actually a kind of a scary or startling statistic, that if we're guessing, then 3 out of 4 times we're guessing incorrectly.
That's correct.
And so thank you, because I think that's something that will help us pause for a moment and lean in. And then the solution is really listening and discovering the values and asking the questions. I love that you're also giving a solution to that. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then why are people looking for a change, or do you believe that they're looking for a change in the sales process, in the sales conversation?
I believe that people are looking for a change, or they're ready for a change, because in our everyday lives, in business as well as in our relationship, we're getting, quote unquote, sold to, and we're used to it. So our clients are more educated, and they tune out. I think if you can remember a time that you've been, quote unquote, sold to, and it felt like a used car salesperson, it didn't make you feel good. It made you shut down and turn away automatically. But if you think back and reflect on a time where someone actually sat down with you and tried to find out what your needs were, find out about you and focus on it, you were more open, and it opened the door. So I think that our customers and our clients and our partners are ready for a different type of communication, because the old is not working. The old leaves them feeling drained and pressured and leaves you with buyer's remorse, versus those people who are focusing on the relationship really are getting further ahead.
Thank you. I agree. And I was just sitting here for a moment and thinking that that's exactly what my resistance was to being a sales professional, because that's exactly where I would go. I would think of a used car salesman, not trying to pick on any of them, but I had this image of someone in that profession pressuring me and selling me on something, and I was intimidated by cars, and then I felt like I couldn't make a good decision, but they were forcing me to make a decision, and I never wanted to be that. So thank you for bringing that up and showing that there is another way.
Definitely. There is definitely, and it shouldn't be that way.
I agree. Underlined. Explanation point. Yes. And then, Karen, I know you've put together an amazing free gift for our listeners. Do you mind sharing a little bit about what that is?
Yes. I'm working with a company that has an amazing communication tool, and it really tells you about your value system. And it goes a little bit deeper, and it can actually show you how you can connect with your customers and clients and speak to them towards their value system. So it's a $59 free report, and it tells you all about your value systems, and then that way a person can know, and you can be knowing how you like to be spoken to or what your value systems are. So I think it's a great tool, and it's a great way to connect with yourself first and then start learning on how to connect with others.
Thank you. And I think that's so important. Sometimes we want others to treat us a different way. When we don't always know what that way is, we just may not like how they're treating us. And so thank you for providing a tool to help us start with ourselves and kind of understand what our values are, and then be able to also learn about other people's values and how we can connect and communicate at a higher level. So thank you.
My pleasure.
And then, Karen, did you have any last thoughts or tip or a piece of wisdom that you wanted to share with us?
My final thought in closing is speak your truth unapologetically. Be authentic in everything that you do. Focus on the relationship and serve someone, because that's going to help you serve yourself in the end.
Thank you.
And that's it. My wisdom for today.
That's your wisdom for today. Well, do you mind repeating it one more time, just in case?
That would be my pleasure.
Catch all of it. Mm-hmm.
My wisdom and inspiration for the day is to speak your truth unapologetically. Be authentic in your communications. Serve others in your highest truth, because that's going to allow you to serve and attain the higher truth for yourself. So be authentic and an emergent soul.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
We are,
pleasure.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I've really enjoyed having you on the call and on our show today. And listeners, we're getting ready to go to our next break. I know the time goes so quickly. And I want to invite you to check out the free gift page. That's where you can access this amazing gift that Karen's making available to you, as well as the gift that Mary will also be sharing with you. If you're looking at the Voice America site, right to the right-hand side in a yellow-orange color, you'll see free radio show gifts. And you simply click on that, open it up, and you'll be able to access the free gifts. You just enter your name and email, and you'll be able to see these amazing gifts, all at no cost to you, generously being made available. If you're listening to the replay, you can simply go to www.yourpurposedrivenpractice.com, hit the radio show tab, and right on the left-hand side, you'll see the free gifts. You can click on that and open up this amazing world of support. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
We're on Facebook along with some of the greatest minds of the world, and that includes you. Visit us on Facebook at Voice America Empowerment.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Join Rebecca Hall Gruyter this fall for a Women's Enrichment Retreat, November 13th, 14th, and 15th at the beautiful Westminster Retreat Center in Alamo, California, in San Francisco's East Bay area. Take time for you and step into your vision in a powerful and sustainable way. This is an all-inclusive retreat in a beautiful and nourishing environment, giving you plenty of time to relax, decompress, and refresh, while having the opportunity to connect with yourself and other heart-centered women on a deep level. To find out more, visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/WER.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed your break and that you got an opportunity to check out those free gifts. And I wanted to shift our focus a little bit. We opened up this show really talking about communication and connection and overcoming challenges and stepping into bliss. And the first part of the show, we focused on where sometimes that connection falls apart or gets static involved, and it's harder to connect, and that can be around money or sales conversation. And in the world that we live in and in business and in our everyday life, we get to interact with those opportunities to connect or disconnect all the time in relationships, in money, and in the decisions that we make. And so I hope you, and I know that you actually got some great insights and tips and perspective on those connections with our conversation earlier and with Karen. And then as we're shifting and digging deeper into connecting, I wanted to bring in Mary Botham, who is an expert in overcoming challenges and mindsets and really being able to step into our bliss. Because we want you to have authentic, real connections and communication, but we also want you to be able to overcome challenges so that you can step fully into your bliss. So, Mary, I welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's so nice to be here.
And Mary, I always like starting with my why question. So, why is the work that you do particularly helping people step into their bliss, so shifting their mindset to empower them to do that? Why is that work so important to you?
Because for a long time I thought my business was my monster, and when I realized that I could change my narrative and shift my mindset, I could see my business, that's my primary business, our restaurant that we started in 1979, I could see that instead of a monster as a golden ticket to allow me to coach other people who want to either start a business or want to take their business to the next level, or they just need help in making everything come together. And it's really what I have the credibility to be a coach because I've been a businesswoman for so long.
And could you tell us just a little bit more about how you felt it was a monster and how you started to see it as a golden ticket? You know, what was some of that shift for you?
I felt like it was a monster because I felt like a lot of my friends who were not business owners had every weekend off, every holiday off, and I saw them as living in a different way. And it wasn't until I got around other business people, especially other business women, that I could see that they were also working on their businesses, and their mindset was different. And when you start being around other people who are thinking the same way and you're not different any longer, that's how it started shifting. And I started seeing that I did have something credible, and I think that will help other business people is to be around people with similar mindsets. They're thinking about their dreams and where they want to go in their life, that they begin to see that they can develop a successful business.
Beautiful. Thank you. And what's either one or some, I will leave that up to you, how much you want to share, but I'd love to know one of the difficult or some of the difficult challenges you faced as a business owner, and then how did you overcome it? Because I want people to understand some ways they can navigate through challenges to overcome.
I think having a support around you is really important. And in my restaurant business, it's really been my husband and I, because sometimes he would be down and sometimes I would be the up, and sometimes it would be back and forth. And having that support has been really important to me. And with both my real estate investing and with the starting a consulting business, being a coach, it's really been the network of people that I've been around. And having a network of people, I think that's really, really important. For example, when our Devil's Slide went out, which is the main artery road that connects Half Moon Bay to San Francisco, it's gone out 3 times during our time owning Princeton Seafood Company, and it meant that a lot of people couldn't get to our restaurant. Mm-hmm. And it also meant that the locals, who are one of our primary target market, they were grumpy because they had to go around all the time. And it was really hard. And what we focused on instead was building the locals up, letting them know they could come and get dinners to go, that sort of thing, looking at it from a different angle, a different perspective. I think that's key in really looking at your situation. So that was one thing that happened that was really difficult. Another thing in my life that was really difficult was when I was successful in buying the real estate. I set a goal to buy $1 million in real estate in 2 years, and I achieved that goal. And very shortly after, the credit bubble burst, and it was pretty bad. And again, I had to change my mindset, my narrative around what I was telling myself, that it wasn't that I was stupid from taking the equity out of our primary house and investing in these homes and we had lost it forever. It was the day the light bulb went off and I realized if I hadn't have taken the equity out, we would have lost it anyway because everybody lost their equity. And if I could just figure out how to keep those investment homes, then we would be fine. And that's what sustained me through all those loan modification conversations with the banks, and was successful in many ways doing that.
Great. Thank you. So it sounds like some of this, and I might be assuming, but some of this might feed into your formula. I know you have a formula that you have developed to help someone cultivate a mindset of an entrepreneur. So can you explain what you mean by that, as well as what this formula is, sharing a little bit about that?
Well, the formula is very simple, but it has a nice progression, and it goes along with the word mindset. So the M is your motivation, and motivation is developed because of your commitment to your dream. And the I is the internal rehearsal, and that means actually going through in your mind positive outcomes of what you're doing in your business. For example, sales, as we've been talking about, and also looking at any negative things so that if you need to change something, you can change it in your internal rehearsal before you ever do it live. N is your narrative, how you talk to yourself, what you're telling yourself. D, of course, is really important. That's decisive action. S is your self-care or self-devotion. How are you taking care of yourself so that you can show up as a business person? E is your empowering beliefs. And this is where a coach can really come in handy to make sure that your limiting beliefs aren't keeping you back and you have empowering beliefs. And I know you, Rebecca, are all about empowerment. And T, of course, is transformation. You have to believe and cultivate that you can change not only yourself, but your business, and ultimately transformation in the world. So that's the formula.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm just letting that soak in for a moment, and I love how it leads to empowerment and transformation, but that could be my bias towards bringing that into people's lives. I really love how it leads into that, but that mindset, it is a progression. It doesn't just happen overnight. So thank you.
That's true.
And then I'd love for you to share a little bit about your free gift.
Well, my free gift is a really simple thing. It might even be like too simple, but it's how to use a simple 3x5 index card to manifest your wildest dreams. And I created this because a lot of people don't believe that they can get their dreams. But I believe that your dreams are the basis for everything. As I said, your motivation in your business, it's cultivated from your commitment to your dream. And so everything starts with your dream. But by turning that, so focus first on the dream and then go to strategy. And this 3x5 card process is really a strategy so that you can turn your dream into a goal and put it out there in front of yourself. And it's a really simple technique, but it's so powerful.
Well, I love that it can all be done with a 3x5 card, Mary. That's amazing. That's why I was laughing. I was like, simple is good. So thank you that we can manifest our dreams and turn them into reality and bring that transformation into our lives, all with a 3x5 card. So listeners, I encourage you to lean into that. Check out the free gift page and make sure that you say yes to these wonderful opportunities. One that Karen was sharing to really discover your values and how you want to be communicated and interacted with, really knowing that. And then this 3x5 card, I was going to say trick, but it's not a trick. The tool to really bring and manifest your dreams and bring them into reality. So really, really powerful. Thank you, Mary. Listeners, I'm going to let you know one more time how to find these amazing gifts. So if you're listening to us live on the Voice America channel and you're looking at the screen there to the right-hand side, you're going to see the yellow-orange words that say right on the top there, Radio Show Gifts. You simply click on that, open it up, enter your name and email address, and you will have this amazing world of gifts open up to you. And these are truly valuable gifts that my sponsors and my guests want to make available to you. It's really special that they're offering these things to you and very generous. And so I want to make sure you know how to find them and connect with them. If you're listening to the replay, please make sure to go to www.yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. That's my main website, and click on the radio show tab, and right on the top there on the left-hand corner, you're going to see the free gifts. So you can open up that world and step into your manifesting your dreams, understanding and connecting with your values, and bringing transformation into your life. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Live up to your fullest potential. This is the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Join Rebecca Hall Gruyter this fall for a Women's Enrichment Retreat, November 13th, 14th, and 15th at the beautiful Westminster Retreat Center in Alamo, California, in San Francisco's East Bay area. Take time for you and step into your vision in a powerful and sustainable way. This is an all-inclusive retreat in a beautiful and nourishing environment, giving you plenty of time to relax, decompress, and refresh, while having the opportunity to connect with yourself and other heart-centered women on a deep level. To find out more, visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/WER.
Now you can take your favorite Voice America radio program with you anywhere. Sign up for our mobile app if you have an iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry. The Voice America Interactive Radio Player, powered by Aircast, gives you the freedom to listen to any of our programs, anywhere, live and on demand. No registration is required. Listen to your favorite Voice America hosts and discover new ones. Download the Voice America mobile app for iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, powered by Aircast. Visit the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Success starts here. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com. It's your world.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed your break and that you have been checking out those amazing and valuable gifts that are being given to you and made available to you. And I was talking to both of our guests on break, and I just had a couple more things I wanted to invite them to share with you today. So, Mary, I know that you're the founder and the creator of the BLISS Community. Do you mind sharing just a little bit about that? And if you can fit in, why you created the BLISS Community?
Okay, the BLISS Community is a monthly meeting. We like to call it Laugh and Learn events. So each event has something definitely fun, but also educational, because I was feeling as a businesswoman for a long time that I needed more connection, more community with other businesswomen to support me. And BLISS, the word actually stands for businesswomen learning, inspiring, supporting each other while strengthening their businesses. So it starts and ends with business, and that is part of it, but it's also the fun and getting to be girlfriends together. So it's really a fun event, and we have a great time.
Wonderful. Thank you. And listeners, I would encourage you to lean into this BLISS concept, because we've been talking about communication and connection and overcoming challenges, and we've spent some time talking about sales, and then I want to make sure we're stepping into our bliss. And one of the things Mary talked about and one of the things Karen talked about are these authentic connections and really serving and having a community of support. And so the activity I would love for you to lean into this week is, how can you either get involved in a community, or even if it's one friend or two friends where there's a similar mindset in things, a little bit of a similar journey where you can support one another. And sometimes, here's a leadership tip. Sometimes if you find you keep looking outside of yourself, you keep feeling like someone needs to create this, someone needs to do this needs to happen, then frequently you're the one that has the opportunity to step into and create that vision. And that's something I really admire about Karen, and I really admire about Mary. Both of you have seen visions and have stepped into them, visions of what you wanted, your need, and then you've created it. And you've created a way for others to step into and follow you on that path. I think it's really, really beautiful. And listeners, I want you to know we all have that opportunity. We all have the opportunity to step forward in manifesting our dreams and creating those very things that we're wanting and desiring and seeking in our lives. But it takes pausing. It takes listening. It takes a willingness to step forward, not always knowing how, but knowing, yes, I want to help move this forward. I want to help make this happen. And then Karen, I wanted to see if there are any last things that you wanted to share. And I was going to give you two choices. So if you wanted to share something we had just talked about on our last break, that would be great. Or if you wanted to repeat the wisdom that you shared with us during your segment, either would be so beautiful if you are led to do whichever one you feel called to do.
Okay, well, right now I'm being called to share that we all need to stand in integrity as well as being authentic, and tuning into what we talked about earlier as far as mindset and really getting quiet. Once you get quiet, sometimes your body will give you signals when there's something wrong. So if you're not standing in integrity, if you're not coming from a place of serving someone else or being in a position of lack, then your body's going to tell you. So stand in integrity, be authentic, speak your truth unapologetically, and let's make the world a better place by serving each other and creating a universe where we're all working towards serving our higher purpose and self. So that's my message.
Thank you. It's interesting. I was talking to a community leader yesterday, in fact, and we were talking about this pausing and being authentic and sharing your truth. And she brought up the idea that just imagine if all of us just dialed it up just a little bit, just built a pause, even if it's just once a week into our life, or just leaned a little bit further into that listening, or shining just a little bit brighter, sharing just a little bit more authentically. And if we're able to create that worldwide, it starts with one person and it creates a ripple effect. And we each have this amazing opportunity in our life to share more of who we are with everyone around us. And I just thought it was a beautiful vision. Go ahead, Karen. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying.
No. It is, and I thought it was so a great picture, because I think sometimes we can make it harder than it needs to be, more complicated than it needs to be. And sometimes this authentic connection, the way we can make the world a more positive place, the way we can be more empowered and bring transformation in our lives and others, can start as simply as giving a hug authentically, following our heart, extending a smile, remembering we may or may not pass this way again. How do we want to pass through the interactions we're going to have today with purpose and on purpose? And I think we can get so caught up in our day-to-day stuff, our day-to-day life, all the things on our to-do list, we don't always remember to pause and be. And what I really, really want to invite you listeners to do today is to pause, to be, to listen. If you feel that pull or that prompt on your heart, honor it. If you're seeking support, when we went into our hearts at the beginning of our show and we're looking at what we needed, lean into that. Be on the lookout for it. But something I have learned, here's a secret I have learned. It's not just what we go out and do and we try to push and force and make happen. A lot of it is setting the intention, really naming, claiming what it is that we want in our life, that we feel called, that we want to be in our life. Having clarity in that, and then setting it to the side, and then allowing that to be in your life, allowing that to flow to you. And if we're allowing and creating that space for it to come into our life, and we're on the lookout for it because we now have that clarity, because we paused on what we need in our life and how we want to be, that's how I believe we can really bring that flow into our life, that connection into our life, and really live our lives on purpose. And my desire for each and every one of you is to always, always, always bloom where you were planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and 2 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.